surfaces on the stage, and the floor is glossy. There's also a high-angled mirror along the back, so we often see the action reflected from above and below. And here comes Maestro Xian Zhang. Remember, tonight is her Met debut. She's coming to the pit and taking her bow. Here's Act 1 of Puccini's Madama Butterfly, live from the Met. Now, before the music begins, the audience, orchestra, and stage are plunged into darkness. Let me describe what we're seeing now. 2 narrow spotlights come up, and 2 bunraku-style dancers are standing on either side of the stage. Each takes hold of a long rope that hangs from the ceiling. They grasp the rope, and as they slowly pull, the show curtain gradually rises to reveal a lit backdrop. It's the red of the sun of the Japanese flag. Appearing now, high at the back of the stage, is a dark silhouette of a woman. We can see her flowing garments as she walks slowly towards us. Beautiful train of fabric on either side of her. There is a fan in her right hand, and there's another in her left hand. She very slowly descends towards us. Her figure becomes bigger as she gets closer, and she begins a graceful dance. Now the stage is lit, and we see she's wearing a cream-colored kimono with a red sash from which trail 4 long silken red wings trailing behind her long trains of fabric. Her dance is very dignified as she flutters her 2 gold and red fans and circles them with her hands. She comes faster to the front of the stage. Now when the overture begins, 4 bunraku-style dancers will run onto the stage and take hold of those long silk wings.
E soffitto e pareti fanno e vengono a prova norme che vi giova nello stesso locale alternar nuovi aspetti e consueti. Il nido nuzial dov'è? Qui o là, secondo, anch'esso a doppio fondo, la sala, ecco, all'aperto. Un fianco scorre, capisco, un altro scivola e la dimora frivola sale come una torre da terra fino al tetto è una casa soffietto. che della vostra sposa fugge a serva amorosa. Il cuoco, il servitor son confusi del grande onore. I nomi mi snuvola leggera, raggio di sol nascente esalaromi.
Sorride vostro onore, il riso fronte ai fiori di Savio con ama, e cruggi la trama, smaia il sorriso. Schiude alla perra il guscio, apre all'uomo l'uscio del paradiso, profumo dei dei, fontana della vita, disse il savio con ama, e cruggi la trama, smaia il sorriso.
A chiacchiere che sei mi pare cosmopolita. E guardi, se non giunge ancora la sposa, tutto è pronto, ogni cosa, la terra licenziare. Qui verran l'ufficiale del registro, i parenti, il vostro console, la fidanzata. Qui si firma l'atto e il matrimonio è fatto. E son molti parenti, la suocera, la nonna, lo zio Bonso, che non ci degnerà di sua presenza. Le cugine, mettiamo fra gli ascendenti, e ricollaterali, un due dozzine. Quanto alla discendenza provvederanno assai, vostra grazia la bella butterfly. Grande rari sensore, hanno sfiaccato. Bene arrivato, bene arrivato. Resto coro, qualche ristoro, alto a bello. Nagasaki, il mare, il porto. E una casetta che obbedisce a bacchetta vostra, la comperai per 999 anni, con facoltà ogni mese di rescindere patti. Sono in questo paese elastici del parcase contratti, e l'uomo esperto ne profitta. Certo. Lo Yankee vagabondo bella la sposa. Una ghirlanda di fiori freschi, una stella dai raggi d'oro, e per nulla so 100 yen. Se vostra grazia mi comanda, ce n'ho un assortimento. Ah, luccido d'oro! Quale smania vi prende? Saresti addirittura cotto. Non so, dipende dal grado di cottura. Amore o grillo dir non saprei, certo costei, ma con l'ingegno e arti pescato, lieve qual tenue vetro soffiato, alla statura, al portamento, sembra figura da paravento, ma dal suo lucido fondo di lacca, come con subito moto si stacca, al par palletta solazza e posa, con tal grazietta silenziosa, che di rincorrerla voleva stare, seppur infranger ne dovessi rare. Ier l'altro il consolato se venne a visitar, io non la vidi ma l'udi parlar, di sua voce il mistero l'anima mi colpì, certo quando è sincer l'amor parla così. Sarebbe gran peccato le via di strappar e desolar, forse un credulo cuor, console mio garbato, quitatevi, si sa, la vostra età è di flebile cuore, non c'è gran male, si dritta ai dolci amore. Whisky, un altro bicchiere. Devo alla vostra famiglia lontana e al giorno in cui mi sposerò con belle nozze, ad una vera sposa a soppo del pentio, già del femminio sciame quali vento il fogliame, so del brusio. Butterfly, bel nome di sta meraviglia, siete di Nagasaki.
Signor sì, di famiglia sei prospero un tempo. Verità. Nessuno si confessa mai nato in povertà, non c'è vagabondo che a sentirlo non sia di gran prosapia e pur conobbi la ricchezza, ma il turbine rovescia e quel c'è più robuste. E abbiamo fatto la liscia, e le sostentarci, vero, non lo nascondo, né m'adonto. Ridete, perché cose del mondo.
Con quel fare di bambola, quando parla mi infiamma. E ci avete sorelle?
No, signore, ho la mamma,
Una nobile dama.
ma senza farle torto, povera molto anch'essa.
E vostro padre?
Morto!
Quant'anni avete?
In nove nate,
10,
crescete,
20.
calate, 15 netti. Sono vecchia di già.
15 anni. 15 anni. Metà dei giorni dei confetti. L'imperial commissario, l'ufficiale del registro, i congiunti. Fate presto. Che burletta la spirata della nuova parentela, molto in prestito a mesata, certo dietro quella vera diventa di favola, che sfocerà Cicera, e con questo non francazzo, che non sia ubriaco e pazzo. bella casetta.
Signori B e Pinkerton, perdono, io vorrei pochi oggetti da donna.
Dove sono?
Sono qui, vi dispiace?
Oh, perché mai, mia bella butterfly?
Fazzoletti, la pipa, una cintura, un piccolo fermaglio, uno specchio, un ventaglio,
Quel barattolo,
un vaso di pittura.
volevo.
Mi dispiace? Via!
E quello
Cosa sacra è mio?
che non si può vedere.
C'è troppa gente. Perdonate.
E al presente del vicaro a suo padre, con l'invito, e suo padre ha obbedito.
L'atto che
Quei pupazzi avete detto.
sono l'anime degli
Ah, il mio rispetto.
ieri son salita tutto sola in segreto alla missione, con la nuova mia vita posso adottare nuova religione. Lo zio Bonzo non lo sa, né i miei lo sanno. Io seguo il mio destino e piena d'umiltà al Dio del signor Pinkerton m'inchino. Il mio destino nella stessa chiesetta in ginocchio con voi pregherò lo stesso Dio. E per farvi contento potrò forse obbligare la
Tutti zitti. È concesso al nominato Benjamin Franklin Pinkerton, luogotenente nella cannoniera Lincoln, marina degli Stati Uniti, America del Nord, ed alla damigella Butterfly del quartiere d'Omura Nagasaki d'unirsi in matrimonio per dritto il primo della propria volontà ed ella per consenso dei parenti qui testimonia l'atto lo sposo poi la sposa e tutto è fatto.
Madama, e Pinkerton.
Auguri molti, i miei ringraziamenti. Il signor console scende, l'accompagno. Mi vedrete domani a meraviglia. Posterità, mi proverò. Giudizio. Ed eccoci in famiglia. Sbrighiamoci al più presto in modo onesto. Hip, hip. Leviamo ai nuovissimi legami. Leviamo ai nuovissimi legami. Abominazione!
Mozza, mozza!
Un po' di feste ci leva il corpo del castore. Soggiorson! C'hai trovato la missione? Quel matto! Rispondi che hai trovato! Ora, ai tuoi occhi asciutti, so dunque questi frutti, c'ho rilegato tutti! Rinnegato vi dico, il culto dico, come saluto dico, con anima tua costa, con supplizioso trasto. Ehi, dico, basta, basta! Venite tutti, andiamo, c'hai rinnegato Eloi. Sbarazzata all'istante, in casa mia, niente baccano e niente ponzeria. ma voi chiudete
Sì, sì, noi tutti soli, e fuori le mondo.
e il bonzo furibondo
Su giochi
farfalla.
Di con col tremore se cade il mondo o di farfalla da uno spento e travetto e di infetto
Un po' di vero c'è, e tu lo sai perché, perché non fugga più. Io t'ho ghermita, ti serro palpitante, sei mia. Via nell'anima intera, d'angoscia paurosa, e notte se ne
Butterfly and Pinkerton will spend their first night together as man and wife. That was Act One of Puccini's Madama Butterfly, live from the Metropolitan Opera, singing that gorgeous love duet where Alexandra Kujak as Cho-Cho-san and Matthew Polenzani as Lieutenant Pinkerton. We also heard Elizabeth Deschamps as Suzuki and Davide Luciano as Sharpless. Xian Zhang is conducting the Met Orchestra and chorus. Absolutely breathtaking.
And we have to tell them what happened at the
Yes.
end that I
Well, amid
hadn't
all
seen
the
before.
cherry
Well,
blossoms, the
a curtain of them,
lanterns,
yeah.
and at the end of the duet, Matthew Polenzani picks up Alexandra
her up
Kojak and carries her
went
off.
off with her.
How can he possibly? I mean, I didn't realize.
Well,
he
it wasn't while he was singing, but
No,
it was
but
right
still,
after.
just the ability
most
to
impressive.
lift someone up like
What
that.
I am-
just like she was a feather.
Yeah,
Amazing.
What's on my mind right now is how, I mean, that was definitely Puccini. That could only have been Puccini. But if you think about it, how different each of his famous love duets are.
Oh yes.
And there's always something different. Who thinks what? Who wants what? What is this one aiming for? What's the other one aiming for? Are they in perfect harmony, or do they think they're in perfect, et cetera, et cetera?
And the
Between
style.
Manosco, Bohem's another story, but Tosca, Fanciulla, they're all completely different
And this
works
one's
of art.
so extended, and it almost had a feeling of the simplicity of a Grieg lyric piece with that pulsing accompaniment and the beautiful
well, you know
melodies.
what it had, like Grieg, but also like Manosco, is that modulation of a phrase, and then we'll go up a step, and then we'll go up a step as they're getting more and more
Yes,
emotional.
yes. Oh.
Totally convincing. See, he takes you with it.
I'm Deborah Lou Harder, and commentator William Berger is with me. You're listening to Met Opera Radio, Sirius XM, where all season long we bring you live performances from the stage of the Metropolitan Opera. When we're not live, you'll hear great performances from our archive of radio broadcasts going all the way back to the 1930s. For a full schedule of everything coming up on Met Opera Radio, visit medopera.org/radio. Madama Butterfly is on stage, starring this cast through January 27th. It returns after the Met's February break, and performances run through the spring with different casts. Mark your calendars. On May 11th, you can see this wonderful production at your local cinema live in HD. You can learn a lot more about the opera by visiting medopera.org/butterfly.
With different, but absolutely you've got to hear them casts.
This production of Madama Butterfly is by Antony Minghella. The stage director is Carolyn Choi, who is also the choreographer. Sets are by Michael Levine. Costumes are by Han Feng. Lighting is by Peter Mumford. The puppetry is by Blind Summit Theater, Mark Down and Nick Barnes, directors. The revival is directed by Paula Williams. The production of Madama Butterfly was made possible by a generous gift from Mercedes and Sid Bass. Revival is a gift of Mr. and Mrs. Austin T. Fragaman Jr. Madama Butterfly is a co-production with English National Opera and the Lithuanian National Opera. Tonight's performances of the roles of Cho-Cho-san and Pinkerton are underwritten by the Jan Schrem and Maria Minetti Schrem Great Singers Fund. Throughout the 2023-24 season, the Met continues to honor Ukraine and its brave citizens as they fight to defend their country and its cultural heritage. The C. Gramberwin III Chorus Master is Donald Palumbo. Musical preparation is by Derek Inouye, Bradley Moore, Carol Isaac, Joseph Lawson, and Leora Maurer. The assistant stage director is Sarah Ina Myers. The Italian coach is Hemdi Kafir, and the prompter is Carol Isaac. The stage manager is Margot Mayer-Mao. Well, as we've been saying, tonight marks the Met debut of our maestro, Xian Zhang. She's the music director of the New Jersey Symphony and has worked closely with orchestras from Melbourne to Milan. She even spent some formative years next door at the New York Philharmonic, as we'll hear. I had a chance to meet our newest maestro last week when she came up to the radio booth to talk about Madama Butterfly. As she and I were making our introductions, she explained that the two Chinese characters that make up her name have a special meaning.
My first name is Xian,
Xian,
that the tone goes up.
Xian,
It actually means the string, like for the string instrument. None of my parents, they didn't play string instrument, but actually my name actually means open string, literally, if you're looking at literal translation of the Chinese.
That's so beautiful and very prophetic. And later we're going to talk about you, but first we would love to just get your feelings on making your Met debut.
I'm very excited, and it's really a big go for a very long time because the agreement came at the very start of the pandemic, actually, sometime in 2020. And I've been looking forward very much to this.
Well, we are very lucky to have you leading the company and Puccini's Madama Butterfly throughout the season. Could you share your overall concept of this masterpiece?
I actually find this piece, the score itself, it's very, very modern, ahead of its time. I mean, 1904. The last act, which is my favorite part of the whole opera, the harmony, there are sections of it that it's so new, it's so modern. You couldn't believe this is what I'm looking at on the pages. The sound, there are some parallel chords, and it was very, very new. Really ahead. And that creates I suppose, the last act. But this later part is really the most challenging to build in the dramatic sense. You have to, in some way, time manage the silences. Because starting after the humming chorus, I think he intentionally built so much tension with pauses, with silences in the score. There's quite a lot of long-held notes on the pages, on the score, and musically as well. But how do you use that silence? Silence is the most powerful tool in some ways in music making, that you have to think about how to make it, how long it is, what does it mean for the harmony change and all that. So yeah, to me this opera is really refreshing to do in a way. This has a lot of suspense in the air when you get to the last part of the opera. So my other favorite part is actually also in there is the intermezzo, is the orchestral interlude.
Yes.
It's really, the score, the pages, if you look at a lot of pages, reminds me of Richard Strauss. There's a lot of tone poem. It's a very rich orchestral score.
Very layered and complex.
Yes,
and-
exactly.
Well, let's get back to the beginning of the opera. From the very first notes, there's a great deal of counterpoint. It almost sounds like a fugue.
Yes.
And it's going very briskly. Well, the audience is really listening, to you. You are the conductor, bringing this all together. What is the key to clarity right from the very start?
I think the beginning is a little, you could call it a motif, is this element that he builds. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. It's a nervous, and this, to me, it feels like the recklessness of Pinkerton that is coming in to create all this problem and trouble. And that starts with the conductor needs to, I think, to manage and design the drive to make that work. Yeah, the first act actually is super complex
There's so much going on.
with the backstage chorus coming in, the geishas, and yes, there's a lot going on. But everything is that's one thing I love, and also I find challenging about Puccini is that his music is always fragmental. It's always changing constantly. Except, of course, the Variate Bene and all that. But to manage that, I think one needs to really have the conductor, a clear design as what I'm driving this towards. Where do I arrive? And the next tempo, it really has a pretty clear mental map how to lead that part.
There is, all the main characters introduced, the Bones denounces.
Yes.
Butterfly, you've got the chorus involved, and then that glorious love duet between Pinkerton and Butterfly.
It's beautiful.
Could you talk about your the way you conduct that so that it really blossoms?
I really find that part, the duet, it's a love duet, and in the orchestra, that part is all chamber music. It's very subtle. The writing, the violin solo, and there's oboe, there's flute. It's all chamber music. It's a very, musically speaking, very intimate part. It's tricky, but the musicians are so wonderful. Our singers, this cast, we have Alexandra Kujak and Matthew Polenzani, and both of them, and also Elizabeth Deschamps, of course. And they're such fine musicians themselves, and they really know how to work with the orchestra and to make the color and I think that part actually is it's very moving.
Well, by the second act, Pinkerton is long gone. This act takes place with fewer characters. It's a smaller world, and everything seems to rest on Butterfly's psychology and her tragic hope. How do you pace this to support the soprano, beginning with her famous aria, Un bel dì?
Alexandra has been so masterful with her own timing. I always sensed, I may be putting my words into her thinking, I'm not sure, but I feel her pacing of the whole opera, she has her own pacing. So in some ways, the aria is gorgeous, but she's holding that much energy and the drive of it until the very, very last act, the very end of it. There's some sort of arch, I believe, in her mental plan for her role, because the stamina is the biggest challenge for her role, for Cho-Cho-san to be able to sing through this opera and to be convincing at each moment. I'm sure there's a very clear plan in pacing.
And the second and third acts are so like devastating and just incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
What can you do to help her?
We were just talking about that yesterday. In the flower duet, when they're happily collecting all the flowers, and I actually, this is to my discovery, I thought it would actually be a little easier to slightly move it so it saves her energy, but actually she needs the time to breathe more. So actually she needs more space, slightly slower, so she can have the time to, I think, in a way, restore the drive and energy for the third act. You see, that's all pacing.
Right.
It's really been really fun to explore all of these with great artists.
Well, is Puccini's writing for the orchestra very, would you call it thick in this opera, so that
That's
you
what
have to
I
be very
find
careful?
very new about this opera, the score itself. You almost never seen a score of Puccini, even including Turandot, this bare at pages in the last part of the opera. You would have two clarinets holding one chord parallel, and then two other instruments holding. It seems very thin, very bare, very transparent, and that's very unusual.
Just talk for a moment about the overture to the third act, because you had mentioned that a little bit earlier.
Yes, the intermezzo. I consider it a complete tone poem. This is not any just intermezzo of any opera. This is a full, rich, very fully textured orchestral score.
And why did he put that there? Because the first two, overtures are, busy and
I think at
contrapuntal.
this point he's a different composer from La Bohème, from the early operas. I think he's developed into something very different. And I just love this. I wish I could take it out and do it on concert.
Maybe somebody could do that.
You could if the ending would, I would have
change the ending a bit.
have to have alternative ending like the Don Giovanni overture. Then it would work. Just the ending is not. Otherwise, it's really a really gorgeous tone poem.
Gosh. And then then you have to get your mind back into the narrative.
Yeah.
Butterfly's choices as a mother, her decision to die since she cannot live with honor, this act must grip us.
Yeah. It's almost hard to hold your tears when you get to the end of this opera. It's just heart-ripping. You can't really help.
And you actually, is that her heartbeat that we hear in the timpani? That very strong.
That's what I believe. We were just talking about in the rehearsal. I very much would like to pace that yum, boom, 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 boom. That is her heartbeat.
She's almost terrified.
Exactly. And we were just discussing this in the pit. I very much prefer that to be heavier and slightly held back and slower. Not very fast, and then it would sound nervous. It's not nervous. At this point, it's very sorrowful. It's very painful, and it must be pounding so hard for her to make that decision. In a way, I think it's almost more respectful to pace it slower and to, how do I put, it's more solemn in a way, that part. It could be easily, in time, goes through very quickly, but I would take more time and more weight into that part of the sort of a musical void.
Well, since this is your Met debut, we'd love for our audience to get to know you a little bit better. You're in your 8th season as music director of the New Jersey Symphony,
Yes.
and you serve as
Has it
principal.
been that long?
Well, that's what they say.
It feels short. I guess that's a good thing.
You're also principal guest conductor of the Melbourne Symphony. I wanted to mention to our audience you're a recent Grammy winner for the Deutsche Grammophon album, Letters for the Future with the Philadelphia Orchestra and Time for Three. Going back a while, when did you begin your musical training? Where were you? How old were you?
My parents were my first teachers on the piano. I was 3. I couldn't reach. I remember at the start, they didn't have a piano, so they borrowed sort of some weird model of organ, and you have to kind of touch the pedal to make it sound. I couldn't touch the pedals. I was only 3, so I would
Wow.
sit on my mother's lap, and she would hold me. But I reached the keyboards, and then eventually, when I
And
was 4,
Where were you living at the time?
in the city, in very close, my parents are still there, called Dandong in northeastern part of China. And so when I was 4, my dad decided to build me a piano. But people say, why would he build one? Because at that time, in the 70s, there was nowhere you could find a piano to buy.
Incredible.
All Western instruments were destroyed, burned, ripped apart. So my dad really wanted me to have a piano to learn, so he built me one. He went out to buy some parts, the hammers and the keys and those parts you can't make yourself. But he built a shell for me. He's a luthier. He used to make cello, violin. He's very gifted. He built a shell with dark red paint, so that was a great gift of life. And they taught me on the piano since 4.
So they could play the piano themselves.
They are musicians. Yes,
They're musicians.
They were both. My mother used to be a music teacher, and they taught me very well until a couple of years later. Then I went to conservatory. I went to the Central Conservatory as a piano major student when I was 11
In Beijing?
in Beijing, a boarding music school, and conducting came to me as a surprise. I just met a teacher when I was 16, a lady as well. I would play all the rehearsals for her, for opera, choral, anything. She took me in, and it kind of happened naturally, without my, seeking this path in the beginning.
That's kind of amazing. Were there a lot of challenges along the way to becoming a professional conductor?
Yes, conducting is hard to learn. And I say this to young conductors all the time now. It's really, whenever you get a chance to conduct a real orchestra, especially early on in the career, you're so exposed, and it's almost like you are not allowed to make any mistakes. But it's tricky to learn. How do you learn something without making mistakes and without someone watching and tell you what to do, what to say, what not to say? How do you, interact with professional musicians? It's tricky to learn.
Who was one of your biggest mentors helping you?
One of my biggest mentors, of course, I was here with New York Philharmonic under Maestro Laurent Mazel, who passed away a couple of years ago, when he was music director. And we would go through, let's say, La Traviata, we would go through every page in one afternoon. And he was really very generous with his time. And I learned a lot from him, and also from watching all the rehearsal and concerts with the Philharmonic. That was a huge learning opportunity for me for 5 years.
Do you see more opera in your future?
Right now, it's been, I do about 2-3 productions a year. That's about max I can do with my schedule. The rest of the year, I do mostly symphonic works. I do love opera. very first conducting debut ever in public was Le Nozze di Figaro when I was 20. It was a last minute opportunity my teacher gave me, the same teacher who first taught me in the beginning of my career
In China.
in Beijing. It was the Central Opera House, and I played all the staging rehearsals for her for a year. And she came to me and said, tomorrow I will not come, and I want you to conduct the rehearsals, this probe with the choir singers orchestra. I was 20, I was a little kid, and I had never conducted an orchestra.
Wow.
And she gave me
Wow.
that big shot overnight.
Amazing.
So I love opera. I didn't know back then. Now looking back, I know opera actually was the start.
That was our maestro, Shen Zhang, who's making her debut tonight, talking about her career and about lots of details about this incredible score. Madame
And
Butterfly.
imagine learning music during the Cultural Revolution, where if somebody wants to, they could make life really hard for you.
Oh, and they certainly did.
Yeah,
Gosh, what a story, and here she is now.
right.
This is Met Opera Radio on Sirius XM. I'm Deborah Lou Harder, and William Berger is here with me tonight. And we wanted to let you know that our annual Listener's Choice broadcast is coming up in a few weeks. There's still time to vote, so listeners go to metopera.org, metopera.org/radio vote. That's where you can find 10 broadcasts to pick from, and you can listen to them for free. The broadcasts range from the 1940s through the 1980s.
What a selection of legendary artists. Even if you just want to vote because the name intrigues you and you want to hear them, do that. Zinka Milanov to Marilyn Horne, Leontine Price, a lot in between. I think I may vote for the 1962 Hernani with Carlo Bergonzi and Leontine Price.
I thought
Should
you
I
might
have
say
not
that.
said that? Maybe I wasn't
Well,
supposed to say that. Well, that's
well,
what I'm going to vote for.
Okay.
How about you?
We have your vote. Oh, well, you know what? It might be a tie for me between Bellini's La Sonnambula.
Sonnambula, John
with
Sutherland,
Sutherland,
yeah.
yep.
Nicolai Gaeta and
Or Chile, Adriano Lecouvreur with Renata Tebaldi.
Franco Corelli. Yeah, it's great. So once again, all the details are at metopera.org/radio vote. Radio vote is one word. Listen, you can even leave a comment. And
Oh,
this will
yes.
be one of our broadcasts during the winter break, more on which now, right?
Yes, voting is open through the end of January, and the performance, by the way, that gets the most votes will be our Saturday matinee broadcast, as Will said, on March 2nd. So we'd love to hear from you. It's a great
Yeah.
lineup, and listen, have fun listening. Yes, the Met goes on its winter break at the end of this month. There are no live performances from January 28th through February 25th,
But we will be airing some great Saturday matinee broadcasts during those few weeks. Performances from last fall that you might not have heard on Saturday matinees. Anthony Davis's X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X, and Verdi's Un ballo in maschera, and Met Archives, and some great things. And a broadcast featuring the Met Orchestra playing Mozart's Requiem and the finale of Beethoven's Ninth. You want to hear that.
check out our complete radio broadcast schedule at metopera.org/radio. There are also still a few more Fridays left before the Met's winter break, which means opera goers 40 or under can get discounted tickets through Fridays Under 40 at the Met.
You thought tonight was Fridays Under 40 because
Yes.
the crowd sounded
Yes, they
young
did.
and chipper, and
they
I said,
thought
well, that's
they were
great,
like
but
they
it's
were a lot of fun down there.
Thursdays Under 30. I don't know what's going on. On January 19th, there'll be a pre-performance party before Carmen. Have you seen Carmen? See it. Get all the details and look at the schedule of pre-performance parties for the rest of the season at metopera.org/fun40.
This is Met Opera Radio on Sirius XM. Let's get back to tonight's performance of Madama Butterfly. We're about to hear Act 2. It has been 3 years since Pinkerton left Nagasaki with promises to return. Butterfly has been waiting for him to come back, and she describes to her maid Suzuki that beautiful day when they'll see him again. The American consul Sharpless visits Butterfly and watches as Goro, the marriage broker, arrives with a new suitor for her, a prince named Yamadori. But Butterfly insists she's already married, and she sends the prince away. Sharpless has brought a letter from Pinkerton. He begins reading it to Butterfly, but cannot bring himself to finish. Sharpless asks her what she would do if Pinkerton never came back for her, and he urges her to accept Prince Yamadori's proposal. Butterfly, offended, abruptly runs from the room and comes back with a little boy, her child by Pinkerton, and presents him to Sharpless. Sharpless is stunned. He says he will tell Pinkerton about the boy and takes his leave. Suzuki drags in Goro, who's been lurking outside the house. He snidely suggests that the child will be shunned in America. The women cast him out. A cannon shot from the harbor announces the arrival of a ship. Looking through a spyglass, Butterfly recognizes the ship as Pinkerton's. Believing he has returned to her, she is overjoyed. She and Suzuki cover the house with flowers. They settle down with the child and keep vigil, waiting for her husband to come home.
And you can hear each of the musical segments in the synopsis right there. That's how good of a dramatist Puccini and his librettists were. From the beginning, Butterfly's really only big aria in the whole night as an aria. She has a lot of big musical
Un
moments.
bel
In
dì.
fact, she never stops from here on.
It's one of the
Un bel
most
dì.
beautiful things ever
Yes,
created.
that beautiful day. And then she has to sort of tamp it down and behave, so to speak, in this letter scene with Sharpless, which is fascinating. And like Un bel dì, every line changes color, but it's one melody. So listen for that. Listen to the orchestra underneath it, because that's going to come back. And then when she tells Sharpless, oh yeah, and what about this one, E questo, and shows him the kid,
Dolore.
Dolore, who's going to change his
Sorrow.
name to Gioia when he comes back to Joy. And on the line, E questo, listen to how big the orchestra is and the vocal line over that. There'll be a second big moment in just a moment when, after Sharpless leaves, Pinkerton's ship we hear a cannon announcing the arrival of a ship in the harbor, and every time that happens, you can imagine her going, maybe this is it. And they look
Right,
through the
right.
spyglass and they read the name of the ship, and it's Abraham Lincoln. This is Pinkerton's ship. And she says, I knew it. I told all of you, I told Yamadori, I told Sharpless, I told you, Suzuki, he's coming back and he's mine. I won. Listen to the size of the vocal line and the orchestra there. So, our two biggest moments are both kind of falsehoods. A quest, tell him that he has a son, he'll come back to me. And then, I always knew it, he loved me, he's coming back to me. And it's Puccini's musical way of saying that illusions are the biggest passion we have, often. So then they sing their flower duet, which you heard reference to, which is really remarkable because they're just happy, Butterfly and Suzuki. And then they settle into one of the most extraordinary things in opera, the humming chorus, because again, I'm
Wordless.
saying illusions, wordless.
And they're off
Who are
stage.
those voices?
Yes.
Who
Right.
are they? Are they illusions? Are they her dreams? Are they spirits of the night? You don't know.
I think this is one of the
But
things
you will remember it.
about this score and Puccini in general is that even though there is a tragedy occurring, and we know that it will be a tragedy, there are these moments of such beauty and gorgeousness in life that we experience through the music.
Even
it's really
even if they're
remarkable.
falsehoods. Maybe that's as good as it gets.
Live for the moment, as they say. Well, in Act
I'm
2.
going to ponder that.
Okay. We will hear in order of appearance Elizabeth Deschamps as Suzuki, Alexandra Kujak as Butterfly, Tony Stevenson as Goro, Davide Luciano as Sharpless, and Jung Chul Cha as Prince Yamadori. Shen Zhang conducts the Metropolitan Opera Orchestra and Chorus.
There was that humming chorus that Puccini saw in the play, which was 11 minutes of silence in the play, and it was all done with lighting.
Oh, even back at the
It
beginning
was
of the
in
20th century.
And he said, that's it. He heard the unspoken music in it.
Here comes our maestro, Shen Zhang, to the pit. And she asks the orchestra to rise before the beginning of Act 2 of Madama Butterfly, live from the Met. Now the curtain will rise on Butterfly's home, and this is a dream or a memory. Pinkerton will be seated in a chair with Butterfly waiting on him. A white shoji screen passes in front, and before we know it, Pinkerton is gone.
stagion serena. Quando fa l'unidiota il pettirosso tornerà, speriam, dillo con me, tornerà.
chiedo scusa. Madama Butterfly.
Pinkerton, prego. Il mio signor console, signor
Mi
console.
ravvisate.
Benvenuto in casa americana.
Grazie.
Adeonte noti, tutti bene.
Ma spero.
Fumate?
Grazie. Ho qui.
Signore, io voglio celazzaro.
Grazie. Oh,
Preferite forse le sigarette americane?
grazie. Ho da mostrarvi.
A voi!
Mi scrisse Benjamin Franklin Pinkerton.
Vero? E in salute?
Perfetta.
Io sono la donna più lieta del Giappone. Potrei farvi una domanda.
Certo.
Quando fanno il lor nido in America, i petti rossi?
Come dite?
Sì, prima o dopo di qui.
Ma perché?
Mio marito m'ha promesso di ritornare alla stagione beata, che il pettirosso rifà la nidiata. Qui l'ha rifatta per ben 3 volte, ma può darsi che di là usi di dormi spesso. Tiene, oh, c'è il codo, un uom cattivo.
Doro.
Zitto! Elioso, no, prima rispondete alla domanda mia.
Mi rincresce, ma ignoro. Non ho studiato ornitologia.
Ornie?
Tologia.
Non lo sapete, insomma.
No, dicevamo.
Ah sì, Goro appena Pinkerton. Voi mare mi venne ad ossediare con ciarle e con presenti per ridarmi ora questo o quel marito. Or promette tesori per uno scemo nero.
Il ricogliatori.
Ella è povera in canna, i suoi parenti l'han tutti rinnegata.
Amadore, non
presto. Vile servi oro muro, un palazzo principesco.
Giovitato la mia fede,
Carità ancor si crede,
non ne credo, sono,
ma la legge
io non la so.
per la moglie l'abbandono al divorzio equiparo.
La legge giapponese non giù del mio paese.
Quale?
Gli Stati Uniti.
Oh, l'infelice!
Si sa che aprire la porta e la moglie cacciar per la più corta. Qui divorziar si dice. Ma in America questo non si può. Vero?
Vero, vero,
Là un bravo giudice serio impettito dice al marito: lei vuol andarsene, senti un perché.
Sono seccato del coniugato.
E il magistrato: mascalazzone, presto in prigione, sono il
triste, mi rattrista una sì piena cecità. Segnalate già le navi di Pinkerton. Quando esso lo riveda, egli non vuol mostrarsi, degni appunto per levarla si sanno.
vostra grazia permette che persone moleste
Addio. Lascio il cor pien di cordoglio, ma spero ancor.
padrone.
Ma se voleste,
Il luogo che non è Dio.
ora noi sedete qui, legger con me, volete questa lettera.
Date sulla bocca, sul cuore. Siete l'uomo migliore del mondo, incominciate.
Amico, cercherete quel bel fior di fanciullo.
Dice proprio così?
Sì, così dite, ma se ad ogni momento
Taggio, più nulla.
da dolce butterfly, non mi rammenta più.
Non rammento, Suzuki, dillo tu. Non mi rammenta più.
Pazienza, se mi vuol bene ancora, se m'aspetta, a poi mi raccomando perché vogliate con circospezione prepararla
Ritorno!
al colpo.
Quando? Presto, presto!
Benone, or troncarla conviene quel diavolo d'un Pinkerton. Ebbene che fareste, Madama Butterfly, se ei non dovesse ritornar più mai?
Due cose potrei fare: tornare a divertir la gente col cantar, oppure meglio morire.
Di scacciarmi assai mi costa dai miraggi ingannatori. Accogliete la proposta di quel ricco Yamadori.
Voi, signore, mi dite questo? E poi
Santo Dio, come si fa?
questo dove? Presto, presto! Che sua grazia se ne va!
Mi scacciate?
E ve ne prego, giurate, lontani!
Poi brutale non lo nego.
Mi fate tanto male, tanto male, tanto, tanto. Niente, niente. Ho creduto morire, ma passa presto come passan le nuvole sul mare. Ah! Ma
palese, e Pinkerton lo sa.
No, ma voi gli scriverete che l'aspetta Orfeo
te lo prometto.
Vesperos bonumento! E fa, che rozza intorno il vampiro, e ogni giorno i quattro venti spargendo fa, che ognuno sa che padre o bimbo sia.
Dicevo solo che là in America, quando il figliuolo è nato un maledetto, trarrà sempre lieto la vita fra le genti.
Va via! Ci porterà il cannone del porto. Una nave da guerra. Bianca, il vessello americano delle stelle. Governa per ancorare. Reggimi la mano, che io ne discernai le nuove. E le nove. Trionfa il mio amore, il mio amore e la mia fe trionfa intera. Ritorno ciliegia e mi inonda di
Having waited for Pinkerton for 3 years, Butterfly keeps vigil for one more night. That was Act 2 of Puccini's Madama Butterfly, and now let's hear the third and final act. As Act 3 begins, dawn breaks over Nagasaki Harbor. Workers are heard in the distance. After a night spent waiting for Pinkerton's return, Butterfly finally goes back into the house with her child to rest. But Suzuki's in the garden when Pinkerton arrives with Sharpless and a woman. It's Pinkerton's American wife, Kate. They have come to ask Butterfly to give them the child to raise. Suddenly overwhelmed with remorse and shame, Pinkerton rushes off. When Butterfly comes running out of the house, she finds only Sharpless and Kate with Suzuki, and she grasps the truth that Kate is Pinkerton's wife and that they want to take her son from her. Beyond despair, she tells them she will give up the child, but only if Pinkerton himself comes to take him. Alone, she resolves to die with honor. She bids an agonized farewell to her son, then takes up a ceremonial dagger and stabs herself. Pinkerton calls her name from the distance and comes running to the house, where he finds her lifeless. In order of vocal appearance, we're going to hear Alexandra Kujak as Cho-Cho-san, Elizabeth DeShong as Suzuki, Matthew Polenzani as Pinkerton, Davide Luciano as Sharpless, and Adita Kulchak as Kate Pinkerton. The ballet soloists are Xingping Chang and Amir Levy. Xian Zhang conducts the Met Orchestra and chorus.
And we heard our conductor talking about this remarkable symphonic intermezzo at the beginning, intermezzo, because not all productions have this break that we're in right now. And it's interesting because we just left off on that extraordinary humming chorus. And
Breathtaking. And
you
so
know, this is
transparent, as you said.
Puccini was there for realism. He explored realism, and then we have that humming chorus, which is no discernible voice, but that's overnight, and it's outside of time. And then the sun rises, and we have the intermezzo, and we'll hear, after the intermezzo, we'll hear, or second part of it, voices of people going to work.
The sailors.
Sailors, and that wonderful thing Puccini does of giving context to the emotions of the protagonist with
The outer
real
world,
life,
the real
normal
world,
life,
yes.
going on in the background. Like, you know, think of La Boheme, The Shepherd in Tosca, so many things, right? And I think it's a kind of a extraordinary way of saying the sun just came up. But Butterfly is asleep at this point. She has fallen asleep, and Suzuki gets her to bed, but so she's not really part of the reality yet, is she?
No, and it was so beautiful.
That will come when Kate Pinkerton shows up.
Oh, my goodness. The scene that we just ended with, I mean, I think the acting is really extraordinary in terms
It's
of...
very important, isn't it?
We have the puppet who is the child, and Butterfly looking so hopeful and still awake, and Suzuki falling asleep at the end of the humming
Right.
chorus.
Yeah.
And here we are. The final act of Madama Butterfly.
dice là fuori nel giardino una donna.
Zitta!
Chi è?
Meglio dimmi ogni cosa.
Chi è?
È venuta con me.
Chi è?
È sua moglie. Scegliemmo quest'ora mattutina per ritrovarti sola su Zucchi e alla gran prova un aiuto, un sostegno cercar con te.
Che giova.
Io so che alle sue pene non ci sono conforti, ma del bimbo conviene assicurar le sorti.
La grazia di questi fior.
Mi trisco e
Che la vela butterfly non volta, Zucchi vien.
Non posso rimanere. Sharpless, v'aspetto per via.
Non te l'avevo detto.
Datele voi qualche soccorso. Mi struggo dal rimorso. Mi struggo dal rimorso.
Vedi si vi ricorda quando la man vi diede. Badate, ella ci crede e fui profeta allor. Sorda ai consigli, sorda ai dubbi vive,
strazio atroce vedrò.
Ma or quel cor sincero presagia bella disse vi ricorda e poi profeta
mi vuoi tanto bene, un sì, un no di piano. Vive? Sì. Ma non viene più, te l'ho detto. Vespa, voglio che tu risponda!
Mai più.
Ma è giunto ieri. Sì. Oh, quella donna mi fa tanta paura, tanta paura.
È la causa innocente d'ogni vostra sciagura. Perdonate.
Ah, è sua moglie! Tutto è morto per me, tutto è finito. Ah,
Coraggio.
voglion prendermi tutto. Il figlio mio,
Fatelo per il suo bene il sacrificio.
oh triste madre, triste madre, abbandonar mio figlio.
Pinkerton arrives to take Butterfly's son, only to find that she has chosen to die with honor, rather than live without her honor or her child. That was Puccini's Madama Butterfly, live from the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City.
You're choked up, aren't you?
I am
Yeah.
so powerful.
Still works.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And so much emotion on this stage tonight.
Yeah, very convincing. I want people to imagine everything Alexandra Korshak was doing.
And our 12 Bunraku dancers are at the front of the stage, all in black with black caps and veils. They lift their veils now and bow with their foreheads to the floor. Besides dancing, they moved set pieces like the shoji screens, the glowing lanterns in Act 1 during the love duet. And they took up the red silk wings of Butterfly's sash that represented her blood in that stunning final moment. And now the show curtain is up, and our principals are coming to the front of the stage, led by Pinkerton, Matthew Polenzani. It's an incredible raked stage, very glossy, so much reflection,
And nothing on it at this point.
but seeming very full at the same time. A bow for our Imperial Commissioner, bass Paul Corona. For our Kate Pinkerton, mezzo-soprano Edita Kulchak. For our Prince Yamadori in brilliant pink robes, bass baritone Jongchul Cha. For our Bones, bass Robert Pomokov. For our Goro tenor Tony Stevenson, he will also sing Pang in our upcoming run of Turandot. For our sharpless Italian baritone Davide Luciano, he sang Sergeant Belcore for us last season. For our Suzuki mezzo-soprano Elizabeth Deschong, she is a Pennsylvania native, made her Met debut in 2008. She has sung Suzuki many times for us, as well as many other roles. And our Pinkerton, Matthew Polenzani, since his company debut in 1997, he's given nearly 450 Met performances in 43 roles. Tonight was his role debut as Pinkerton. And now, just that red backlit stage, and here comes our butterfly, Alexandra Kuzak. The Polish soprano has sung a wide range for us, from comic to tragic. She's running forward to the front of the stage with those red wings behind her and bowing, curtsying deeply. She has thrilled us as Tosca, last year as Adina in L'Elisir d'Amore. Tonight was her Met role debut as Cho-Cho-san, a role she has triumphed in across Europe. And those dancers come forward and take those wings from her as she bows yet again deeply to this crowd that just is showering her with love and ovation. She will sing Liu for us later this spring in Turandot. And she is gesturing, crouching down, gesturing to the little baby, the puppet, who leaps into her arms, and she holds the puppet. And now lifting their veils are our puppeteers, Kevin Augustine, Tom Lee, and Jonathan Lyons.
She was telling us how moving it was to work with this puppet. She didn't know at first that it would be, but it was.
That's right. She wasn't sure what to expect, and it totally works, as we certainly saw tonight. And now Butterfly is the middle of the stage with Alexandra Kuzak, I should say, with our puppet, and all our principals have come to join her. And the Bunraku dancers in the back, the far
in a
top.
line, like a colonnade, aren't they?
Yes, with a blue backdrop now. Alexandra
here we are.
Kuzak brings on our maestro, Xianzhang. She made her Met debut tonight. She is asking the orchestra to rise. Xianzhang is in her 8th season as music director of the New Jersey Symphony. She's principal guest conductor of Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and conductor emeritus of the Symphony of Milan, Giuseppe Verdi. She's a recent Grammy winner for her album Letters for the Future with the Philadelphia Orchestra. And what a night. This is Met Opera Radio on Sirius XM. I'm Deborah Lou Harder. Thanks so much to our guest tonight, Maestro Zhen Zhang. Our music producer for this broadcast is Tim Martin. Our operations director is John Kurzweil. Broadcast engineers Ed Hartley and Christopher Gran. The broadcast stage manager is Geza Kudlak. We had production assistance from Yolanda Williams. Our writer is William Berger. The associate producer is Natalie Renfro. Our show producer is John Bischoff, and our senior producer is Ellen Keel. The Metropolitan Opera's Jeanette Lerman-Neubauer music director is Yannick Nézet-Séguin, and the Maria Minetti Shrem general manager is Peter Gelb. Our next live broadcast is this coming Saturday, Puccini's La Boheme, starring Elena Stichina, Stephen Costello, Christina Mikatarian, Adam Plaketka, Krzysztof Bonczyk, and Rodion Pogasov, conducted by Marco Armiliato. Join us Saturday, January 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Actually, that's
Is it at 1 p.m.?
It is.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
at
thought it was 12:30.
12:30.
Yes.
One on some of our network stations. I've been hearing that. Yes.
Okay, so also make sure you are there for our opera quiz in the first intermission. Our featured artist, well, our host will be Mary Jo Heath, and our featured artist will be Alexandra Kurshak. And when I tell you that she's a smart musician, I can tell you that I've been working on her with the script. If you're in the house, make sure you come and see us in List Hall. And coming up tonight at midnight Eastern Time here on Metropolitan Opera Radio, from the archives, the Metropolitan Opera archives of January 1966. That makes this one of the last broadcasts in the old Metropolitan Opera House. Ludwig van Beethoven's only opera, Fidelio. Carl Böhm heads a cast, including Otto Edelman, Garrett Evans, one of my favorites, James King,
yes.
and as Leonora, Birgit Nilsson.
Oh, great.
This will keep you up all night in the best way.
Yes, tune in every day around the clock to hear legendary artists, past and present, in great performances captured live on the Met stage here on Met Opera Radio, Sirius XM. I'm Deborah Lou Harder. Have a wonderful rest of your night.